What if after all of these changes to your body, all of this weight loss, that you look in the mirror and it's still not enough? One of the biggest hurdles that I've seen working in the fitness industry for as long as I have, and this is regardless of whatever somebody's method is, whether it's been a particular way of eating and exercise, whether it's been some type of surgery, whether it's been some type of product or system or whatever. When when we start to change our bodies, lose a lot of weight, it takes time for our mind to catch up with what our body is doing. You've probably experienced this. Frankly, when people talk about body dysmorphia, this is what I think it is, that our mind isn't calibrated to see what's actually standing in front of the mirror, who is actually standing in front of the mirror. Now, there's a lot of things I think that tie into this. I think that um, losing weight has been so overemphasized by many people in our life. We've been told for so long, many of us, that if we just lost the weight, all this stuff would fall into place for us. And I mean, to some extent, in some parts of life, it's true, right? Like, you make the changes and that actually happens. But one thing it doesn't do, one thing that changing your body will not do, is make it to where you appreciate, like, and love yourself. And we think it will, because see, for a very long time, most of us look in the mirror and we don't like what we see, right? We find one area to pick apart and we continue to do that. And it becomes a habit and it becomes a chain reaction. You start with one thing and then you just completely break yourself down. And then you do all these things. You've tried all the diets, right? You've done the research that backed by science, right? Because what diet is not backed by science, right? Like, they've got their studies, they've got their advocates, they've got their success stories, the testimonials. It's all there. It's all there. Logically, it makes sense that any or all of these things would be the solution, because that's what they tell you it is. And now, um, and now there is a medication that can help you lose the weight that you have not been able to lose to this point. You and your doctor have discussed this. You've decided this is the best avenue for you. And you've started to lose the weight. You like the feeling of losing the weight. We all love the feeling when the scale number goes down. But my biggest concern is that it's never going to be enough. And this is the same again for all of the weight loss methods that I talked about at the top of this. And also, like, when people get plastic surgery, I have no, like, if you want to get plastic surgery, go for it. Like, if you want to, everybody's got their reasons. I just hope that the one reason that you don't have for anything that you do, including plastic surgery, including the losing weight with the assistance of a GLP-1, is you think that that's gonna quote unquote fix you. Because the thing is, you don't need to be fixed. You've heard that, right? You've heard, be who you are, which is correct. But I'm going to tell you this: you don't need to be fixed, but what you do need to start doing is choosing yourself, choosing to appreciate who you see in the mirror, choosing to like who you see in the mirror, choosing to love who you see in the mirror. And that's regardless of what you do. That's regardless if you're on a weight loss journey, if you're doing any kind of fitness thing at all, or if you're just like doing whatever it is that you do, right? Um, it is the missing piece, because what ends up happening is when people have success on weight loss, with weight loss, is that if their identity has been about making that change and then that change happens, and then you don't feel the way you think you should feel. Yes, you're proud that the scale number went down, but when you look in the mirror, you still see the same person. And I do believe a lot of what we body dysmorphia and just the entire dynamic between eating, exercise, our body, and how we see ourselves. Like it is, there is so much emotion around that, which by the way, we're supposed to say that it's logical, right? It's just as simple as like doing the things. You got to be disciplined. You got to eat in a sustainable calorie deficit. You got to take the actions, right? If you do the actions consistently, they're going to lead to the results, which is true. But we're ignoring this entire other part of fitness and weight loss, which is what is driving the actions that we're taking, because this is not a logical process. This is very much emotional. And until we acknowledge and work through the emotions, and like I said, the whole thing of finding something about ourselves in the mirror and tearing ourselves down, that has become a habit and a ritual. So cool, we're going to create an alternate one. We're literally going to do the opposite. There is so much with how the fitness and weight loss industry positions things that if we just do the opposite, we're going to be in a much better place. So and part of, again, the entire message of Your Level Fitness is to connect with yourself and live an inside out life. Build an active lifestyle that you'll actually want to do, not that you're trying to talk yourself into doing, right? Like, yeah, this needs to be the lifestyle. Build it around your preferences. But as you're doing this, really work to appreciate what, and underneath that, who you see in the mirror. Now, there is also, I do what's called, and it's the inside out approach. Okay. There's the inside out challenge, which is literally you stand in front of a mirror and you just find something about yourself that you like. It can be the same thing every day. Eventually, it'll be basically the build up session will be a lot like the tear down session. You see one thing that you like, then another, then another, and then another. I cap it at 1 minute each time because, like, just, I want you to be able to do this as part of your day to day. And I honestly think it's like if the whole thing of not liking who and what we see in the mirror has become habit and routine, the solution is as simple as doing the opposite. Like, just, okay, well, we created this habit by tearing ourselves down. Let's create a new one by building ourselves up. It is important that your health on the inside and out. I hope that while you're doing all of this with your medications that you're taking, that you're getting your blood work done regularly, you're seeing trends, you're seeing improvements for your long-term health. It's very important. Exercise, being active, having an active lifestyle as we get older, very important. It's going to give us the best quality of life. It's going to give us a more enjoyable, yeah, same thing basically. We're going to be able to do all the things that we want to do. It's going to be enjoyable. It's going to be a better quality of life. It's important. It's important to be able to do day-to-day tasks. It's important to have strength, to have mobility and flexibility and endurance so that you're not winded when you go to try to do all of the things that you're trying to do. This stuff is very important. I just don't like how the fitness industry has packaged it, because they market against our insecurities about our body and who we are as a person. We're not doing that anymore. We're not. I told you, I've been in the fitness industry a long time. I've been in marketing and advertising just about as long, better part of a couple decades. So we're changing this. And it takes consistently showing up for yourself, appreciating yourself, and doing the actions. I'm not trying to change any of the actions you're doing. I just want to change how you see yourself. I want you to appreciate yourself. I want you to love yourself at every single stage. Where you are right now, you should be proud of where you are. You should be proud of where you're going. But you know who you should also be proud of? You, again, in the past. You didn't know what you didn't know. And the way that the fitness industry positions this stuff, they confuse us and then they blame us for it. We're being gaslit by the fitness industry, apparently. I mean, it is. And yes, like I said, I've been in marketing and advertising as long. I've got something that I'm selling you: belief in yourself, appreciation of yourself. It's the whole thing with YLF. Yeah, there's some links in the descriptions and the show notes. You can go to the website. There's the framework, which is literally, you can do this with whatever it is that you're doing right now, as far as eating, exercising, and trying to build your lifestyle. Shows you how to do it. Shows you how to track progress, shows you how to set goals. Some of that stuff you'll be like, yeah, I know how to do it. Some of it you're not going to, because I believe me, I came up in this industry with the whole SMART goal, and we got to do head to toe measurements and all this. I took the parts of that actually work, and the stuff that doesn't work, the stuff that like keeps you on the hamster wheel, we got rid of that. So check out the framework. I do have emails that I send out through during the week, Monday through Friday, and they're layered journal prompts, meaning there's a theme of the week. I ask you one question of the day that ties into that theme, and then a follow-up to that question, and then a follow-up to that question. And usually I go for 3 or 4 questions deep, but it's designed to help you connect with yourself. So check that stuff out. This is who you are. Like you change how you see yourself, you change the approach that you have, and like you just make it happen. You just make it happen. You have everything you need inside you. I'm rooting for you. I know you're going to be able to do it. Take part in the challenge, and you can include hashtag Inside Out Challenge wherever it is you post, TikTok, Instagram, wherever. So, but that's what I have for you. If you're on the podcast and you're still listening, thank you. If you like what you're hearing, go ahead and subscribe. Once you subscribe, please rate and review. That helps get the message out. And the other thing that helps get the message out is if you share this episode with somebody that you think needs to hear it. And then same for YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you. 12 minutes in now. Thank you. If you like what you're watching, please go ahead and subscribe, and then share this video with somebody that you think would need to see it. They're also telling you right now that this is a video that they think you should watch. Check that out. Go down the rabbit hole a little bit, but don't go too far down. Connect with yourself, live your life, do your thing. That is what I have for you. So thank you as always for listening and watching, and I'll talk to you again real soon.